Michael Jackson, the king of pop, a man whose music, dance, and artistry reshaped the world. But behind the glittering glove and moonwalk was a life filled with pain, controversy, and tragedy. Today, we dive deep into the story of Michael Jackson, his rise, his struggles, and the heartbreaking end of one of the greatest entertainers in history. On June 25, 2009, the American singer Michael Jackson died of acute propofol intoxication in Los Angeles, California, at the age of 50. His personal physician, Conrad Murray, said that he found Jackson in his bedroom at his North Carolwood Drive home in the Holmby Hills area of the city, not breathing and with a weak pulse. He administered cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, to no avail, and security called 911 at 12:21 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, UTC-7. Paramedics treated Jackson at the scene, but he was pronounced dead at the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center in Westwood at 2:26 p.m. On August 28, 2009, the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner concluded that Jackson's death was a homicide. Jackson had been administered propofol and anti-anxiety benzodiazepines lorazepam and midazolam by his doctor. Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in November 2011 and was released in 2013 after serving 2 years of his 4-year prison sentence with time off for good behavior. At the time of his death, Jackson had been preparing for a series of comeback concerts. This Is It, that were due to begin in July 2009 in London, United Kingdom. Following his death, there were unprecedented surges of internet traffic and a spike in sales of his music. A televised memorial service, held at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, had an estimated 2.5 billion viewers. In 2010, Sony Music Entertainment signed a $250 million deal with Jackson's estate to retain distribution rights to his recordings until 2017 and to release 7 posthumous albums of unreleased material over the following decade. At the time of his death, Jackson was preparing for a series of comeback concerts. This Is It, due to begin in July 2009 at the O2 Arena in London. On June 24, Jackson arrived for rehearsal at the Staples Center, Los Angeles, at around 6:30 p.m. According to the magician Ed Alonzo, Jackson jokingly complained of laryngitis and did not rehearse until 9 p.m. He looked great and had great energy, Alonzo said. The rehearsal went past midnight. Jackson returned to his home at 100 North Carolwood Drive in the Holmby Hills neighborhood around 12:30 a.m. the following morning and retired to bed 1 hour later. Jackson had long suffered from insomnia and had a history of using drugs in an attempt to help him sleep. Jackson's personal physician, Conrad Murray, was present to help Jackson sleep and gave him various drugs including diazepam, lorazepam, and midazolam while monitoring him by his bedside. After several hours and several drug injections, Jackson was still unable to fall asleep and, according to Murray, was repeatedly asking him for milk, a nickname for the powerful surgical general anesthetic propofol, which Jackson had used in the past as a sleep aid. At 10:40 a.m., with Jackson still not asleep, Murray relented to his requests and injected him with 25 milligrams of propofol diluted with lidocaine. With Jackson finally asleep, Murray testified that he left his bedside to go to the bathroom, and after returning 2 minutes later, discovered that Jackson was not breathing and had a weak pulse. Murray testified that he tried to revive Jackson for around 10 minutes by performing cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, and administering flumazenol, a drug used to counteract sedative overdose, after which he called for help from staff present in the house. Statements described Murray using a non-standard CPR technique on Jackson. The recording of the emergency call was released on June 26, 1 day after Jackson's death, and it described Murray administering CPR. Paramedics performed CPR for 42 minutes at the house. Murray's attorney stated that Jackson had a pulse when he was taken out of the house and put in the ambulance. A Los Angeles Fire Department, LAFD, official gave a different account, stating that paramedics found Jackson in full cardiac arrest and that they did not observe a change in his status en route to the hospital. LAFD transported him to the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. The ambulance arrived at the hospital at approximately 1:14 p.m., and a team of medical personnel attempted to resuscitate him for more than an hour. They were unsuccessful, and Jackson was pronounced dead at 2:26 p.m. at the age of 50. Jackson's corpse was flown by helicopter to the Los Angeles County Coroner's offices in Lincoln Heights, where a 3-hour autopsy was performed the next day, June 26, on behalf of the Los Angeles County Coroner by the Chief Medical Examiner Lakshmanan Satyavajaswaran. The Jackson family arranged for a private second autopsy, a practice that could yield expedited, albeit limited, results. After the preliminary autopsy was completed, Craig Harvey, chief investigator for the coroner's office, said there was no evidence of trauma or foul play. On August 28, 2009, the Los Angeles County Coroner classified Jackson's death as a homicide, determining that Jackson died from acute propofol intoxication, exacerbated by the anxiolytic lorazepam, and less significantly midazolam, diazepam, lidocaine, and ephedrine. The coroner kept the complete toxicology report private, as requested by the police and district attorney. The autopsy report revealed that Jackson was otherwise healthy for his age 50, and that his heart was strong. His most significant health issue was that his lungs were chronically inflamed, but this did not contribute to his death. His other major organs were normal, and he had no atherosclerosis except for some slight plaque accumulation in the arteries in his leg. Mark Schaffel, Jackson's former video producer, said that the singer had used propofol, alprazolam, and sertraline. Other drugs included omeprazole, hydrocodone, paroxetine, carisoprodol, and hydromorphone. After his death, police found several drugs in his home, which included propofol. Some of these drugs had labels made out to fraudulent names, and others were unlabeled. A 2004 police document prepared for the 2005 People v. Jackson child abuse trial said that Jackson was taking up to 40 alprazolam pills a night. Alprazolam was not found in his bloodstream at the time of death. Jackson's friend A.J. Farshchian stated that Jackson was scared of drugs. Eugene Oxenoff is a Tokyo-based physician who had treated Jackson and his children on a few occasions, and he expressed concern about Jackson's use of various drugs. He said that Jackson asked for stimulants so that he could get through some demanding performances, but Oxenoff said that he refused to prescribe them. He recalled that Jackson had chronic fatigue, fever, insomnia, and other symptoms, and he took a large amount of drugs. He suspected that one of the major factors causing these symptoms was excessive use of steroids or other skin-whitening medications. His sister Janet Jackson claimed that their family tried to stage an intervention in early 2007 when Michael was living in Las Vegas. She and some of their brothers allegedly traveled to his home but were turned away by security guards who were ordered not to let them enter. He was also rumored to have refused phone calls from his mother. However, the family denied that they had tried to intervene. Of all the drugs found in Jackson's home, the one that most concerned investigators was propofol, Diprivan, a powerful anesthetic administered intravenously in hospitals to induce and maintain anesthesia during surgery. Nicknamed milk of amnesia because of its opaque, milk-like appearance.